What's up, y'all? It's me, Erica. This is going to be your Real Housewives of Atlanta review. I didn't know how that far. It's so foggy out here, child. I didn't know how far this car was away from me. You can't really tell. You just see lights. You know what I'm saying? So, honey, I'll wait till I don't see no lights, and then I'm gonna turn up in here. It's cold. 42 degrees. That's cold for me. Okay. What did y'all think about the episode last night? That's where we got to see the clip that we've been talking about for a couple of days about Kenya saying that it was a premonition. So I have some theories behind it, and I think a lot has to do with the editing of what happened, because I have some questions. So we're gonna get to it, okay? So I'm gonna keep the car on just for a little while until the car heats up. And then, where's my password? I just changed my password. So let's talk about Real Housewives. So, okay, so they start off with, take my foot off the brake. They start off with Porsha and Lauren going to try on makeup and stuff. And Lauren says, Lauren gives advice to Porsha about this ring, and she said the therapy went so well. He's even thinking about giving me the ring back, or he's even talking about giving me the ring back. And then her sister is like, no, we are glad that PJ is here, but y'all did not do it the right way, so why don't y'all do it the right way? Porsha got a whole television show out of that, a whole television special out of her pregnancy with Dennis. And after all that, this is what he does, and now you're like so happy that he's gonna give the, I don't know. I'm like, okay. So then she says he wants to move back in and all this other stuff. She was like, oh, because she's gonna take it slow. Okay, Porsha, we don't believe you. Anyway, so then she tells Lauren about Eva talking about her, right? And how Eva was, all the things that Eva said when it was Cynthia, Eva, and Candy picking out dresses for Kenya's baby's party, right? Okay. And Porsha is told by Candy the things that Eva said while she was in her presence, and really told her every single thing that Eva said. I also remember who told Kenya that Eva, oh no, it was Porsha who told Kenya that Eva had something, it was something wrong with the energy or whatever. Okay, I was trying to remember to make sure it wasn't Candy, because as we can see, a lot of the bones, like Candy is doing her, I think she's now doing it overtly, because before it was very covert how she would start mess and start shit and then like sit back and be like, well, I'm not gonna say anything. Like, you see, she was about to let that shit go with Kenya and Cynthia without interjecting their part of the story, because Cynthia did not know that Candy and Kenya has already had a conversation about that. My question was, how the hell did Mike know? How the hell did Mike expect Kenya to hold a secret he didn't tell her to hold? Neither did Candy. Okay. Nobody knew it was a secret. Now, not know that it was a secret, but not know that Mike said something to anyone about what he may or may not be doing at Cynthia's wine cellar launch. Candy kept that part to herself. So only Candy knew that Marc or Mike, whatever the fuck his name is, was going to have something planned. Okay? Dennis calls Porsha, and he's calling her sweet baby and all this other stuff. And then he says something that I really want to take something and hit him in the head with, when he says, you didn't get your outfits approved. It made me want to throw up, because I'm just like, nigga, you don't have anything to say about anything as it relates to me and how I go out in this world and do what the fuck I want to do while I'm on vacation. You are nothing to me. You can't tell me nothing about getting an outfit approved. Whether he was playing or not, I didn't like it, especially in the position that you're in right now with this woman. You don't have a say over nothing at all. So shut your goddamn mouth. You don't get to say shit to me. Like nothing. I was like, Dennis, no. And did you see at the end of the episode how he slithered his way through the crowd? That shit looks so fucking creepy. Out of here. They're at the airport, honey. Tanya comes out the car. She is her own hype person. She really is. She is just always so excited. I love every minute of it. Eva is okay to fly. Okay. From Atlanta to Toronto. I guess it's not a long flight. Eva and Marlo are cool now. Even Candy was like, yatta. So, we see that's weird because Marlo is now cool with Eva, but y'all was just sitting, you and Candy was just sitting with Porsha, telling Porsha what Eva said about her. Okay. All right, if that's how we gonna do it. Tanya lets everybody know that she invited Nene, and Nene is gonna be thinking about whether she's coming to the party or not. Kenya shows up. She said, hey, Marlo. Marlo was so shady. Hey, whatever. She just turned around like, whatever. Girl, don't nobody care. You on... That's somebody was going back. I was going back and forth with somebody. We got time today. I was going back and forth with somebody on Twitter who said that, what did she say? That that Kenya is such an awful person for ruining Marlo's launch party. And I'm trying to figure out what does Kenya owe to Marlo where she has to maintain some type of respect for this woman who talked about her and her mother like they were said the most awful things to Kenya about her mother. How Kenya is supposed to afford Marlo respect on her show? Marlo is a guest on the show. Not Nene, not Kenya, not Cynthia, not goddamn Candy. If they all wanted to walk a marching band through there, Bravo was going to let them because that's their show. Marlo is a guest, child. You are lucky. You even got camera time to show your little launch party. And Kenya's so awful that she walked through that girl's... Kenya don't owe Marlo a goddamn thing. Especially after Marlo didn't talk about her. I'm trying to figure out why does Kenya have to maintain the pageant bullshit for you niggas when these bitches don't deserve it. And that's the reason why everybody thinks Kenya would do something bad to Cynthia. But remember, her and Cynthia are not enemies. That is her friend. So for anyone to take the worst possible interpretation of what Kenya did to Cynthia, she didn't do anything to Cynthia. She came in, she said she could have ruined a surprise. People ruin surprises all the time, and they're not malicious. But because of the way that Kenya acts with her enemies, y'all believe she would do that with her friend. That's not fair. That's not fair. If I'm acting like this with Marlo, what makes you think I'm going to ruin Cynthia? Cynthia is my friend. That's my friend. Marlo is not my friend. So how I act with Marlo is going to be a totally different thing from how I act with Cynthia. A totally different energy. Because this is not my friend. So the same respect that I would give to her, I wouldn't give to her. And that's just what it is. So I don't understand why everybody is just like, oh, she would. And then another thing is, if y'all did not know how Marc proposed, if you did not know how Marc proposed, you would not be able to say that Kenya ruined Cynthia's proposal because of the way that she was proposed to. Do you understand that they showed that so that y'all can say that? Because y'all would not know if they did not put that in the show. If they didn't put it in the show, y'all wouldn't know how Marc proposed to Kenya. So then you would not be able to say that's the reason why she tried to ruin Cynthia's proposal. In which she didn't. Because Candy, once again, left out some shit she should have told Kenya. She should have told Kenya, Marc told me don't leave. Bitch, I think he's about to do something. Now, if she came in off of that and said something to Cynthia, then I'll be like, Kenya, Girl, bitch, why? That girl told you Mike said something to her. She didn't say, and the fact, to me, I feel like this is how conversation between girlfriends go. You think the niggas gonna propose any day, whatever. You having a wine opening event. One of the good girlfriends, Candy, says to Kenya, don't do nothing. I think Marc's about to do something. Bitch, I do too. So when I get up to the spot, I'm running to the girl like, girl, we think Marc is going to propose tonight. She told Candy, you didn't tell me not to say anything, bitch. I'm thinking we just talking like, bitch, we think that Marc is going to propose tonight. Mike, whatever the fuck his name is. And how the fuck is Mike mad at Kenya? And if y'all go watch the clip again. Because Cynthia's mother is sitting on a stool and she said, well, who told her? Nobody want to answer that question. Who told her? How would she know if nobody didn't tell her? Who told her? Candy told her. Candy getting mad, but Candy, you leaving part. That's why you got to let people know. Because, again, we all know that Kenya cannot hold water. We see how she does it. So you should have said, like, that's why she was like, bitch, you didn't tell me not to say anything. What the fuck? Marlo loses her passport. See? It's always something happening to Marlo when she travels. Porsha and her Hennessy, ordering Hennessy. So they get to Toronto and they get all the same hotel rooms. Kenya, Candy, and Cynthia are sitting in the room. They're pouring drinks or whatever. And Cynthia says to the girls, this blog, they show B. Scott's blog, shout out to B. Scott. They said that Nene sent Cynthia flowers, right? And the words on the card were exactly verbatim in the blog post. Didn't I tell y'all yesterday? At first, I had to watch it again because I was like, wait, the story was in the blogs, but did Nene steal that wording? Like, that's what I thought at first. Like, because I was trying to give Nene the benefit of the doubt, but I really didn't think that she wrote that. You understand? And so I'm thinking that's what they were seeing in the blog post. Like, bitch, somebody sent this to me saying that Nene wrote this and it was fake. That's not what happened. That's what I thought at first. Because in my mind, I was thinking, this bitch didn't write this shit. So I was thinking when they saw it in the blog, that's what was happening. No. It was sent to the blogs of what Nene did. I can't get these bitches' names right. Of what Nene did. And Kenya is like, bitch, why else do you think she did it? To let everybody know that she's not the bitch she is and how she treats you. And I'm going to have to agree with Kenya on that. I really believe that because that is just because it wasn't an apology, but it's like, bitch, here, I'm supporting you. You know how you say I don't support you? You know, I'm supporting you. I feel like it was, I don't know. I want to believe that Nene is being authentic. I want to believe that. It's a lot of crows out here. I want to believe that, but they've been on this show so long. They know what to do to get the people talking and to give them the footage they need to create whatever it is this story. Send her some flowers. Make sure that gets caught on tape, bitch, so you can be like, see, I do support you. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like that. So what's her name? What's the girl's name? Kenya says, so what y'all think about date night? So they start talking about date night. And Cynthia's like, look, I'm just going to cut straight to the bullshit. I didn't like the fact that Marc was cutting you off. And didn't I tell y'all? I told y'all that's the reason why she was saying to the women, don't cut me off. We have never seen that part of Kenya's personality where she wants someone to be quiet until she's done talking. And we see that is in the energy in the relationship with Marc. Mike, whatever the fuck these niggas' names are. Marc and Mike. Okay, I'm getting, because it's Mike, Marc, Greg, Dennis, and what's the other one? Tanya, we don't know Tanya. Is Tanya married? I don't know. Anyway, so she doesn't like that Marc is cutting her off. And she was like, see what I mean? Like, so it's been a conversation. And it seems as though Candy's husband, Todd, and Marc hang out with each other and went to hang out after this dinner. And Kenya's trying to figure out how the hell you come visit, and then we go out to dinner, and then you go out. You don't come and like, I mean, I guess he figured, look, the baby is asleep. I'm out. So I don't know what the baby going to be awake at 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock in the morning anyway. So, I mean, maybe that would be his rationale. He would try to inject into that. That would probably be something I would say, like, the baby is asleep, so I'm out here. But spending time with her, I can understand that. I just feel like it's two strong people, two strong personalities who got involved with each other too fast, had a baby, and they realized they don't like each other. And I was talking to Nate yesterday, and I was like, you know what? I really like Kenya. Like, I like Kenya. Like, I understand the role that she's playing, but I really like Kenya. And I really hate that she is allowing people who are very devoted and committed to not liking her personality or taking the worst possible interpretation of every single thing she does. It's always something bad because of how she is being portrayed. Part of her character, part of her personality doesn't gel with everybody. And I really hate that she is allowing people who do not wish her well or do not, that she has more, to me, I mean, there's a lot of people who love Kenya more. But her role on the show is really what really is like everybody really cannot stand. That's the thing, like, she's the villain. And the fact that she's allowing people to see her go through this shit with this man, I'm like, Kenya, you're so stupid, but she got to be doing it for a reason. Like, y'all can't stand me. I'm going to let y'all see me go through this with this man. And everybody is like really taking Marc's side, and that's what she gets, and all of this crazy stuff. Like, in any other situation, y'all would be like, Marc ain't shit. And I think a lot of people are like, Marc ain't shit, but a lot of people are like, she's getting what she deserves. It's really crazy. But is she getting what she deserves based on what? On what? Right. Todd and Marc are very similar, and it annoys Candy. So and as you can see, everybody don't always, Candy, we haven't even got to see what's going on with Candy and Todd. Really, honestly, truly, we just know that Todd is spending up the church's money, and he does things that gets on Candy's nerves as it relates to parenting. Those are two major things, but anyways, we're not talking about them. But apparently Marc went out to hang out with Todd afterwards. And then Cynthia was like, bitch, are you happy? I mean, does this man bring you peace? And I'm like, somebody really asked her a question, like, for real. I thought it was odd for her to say, can I ask you a personal question? But maybe she's asking because the cameras are there. And she's like, don't ask me no personal questions while the cameras are here. Because just like Candy said on one of her little shows, that we know what we can talk about on camera. Like, they do adjust themselves for the camera, but then they forget that the cameras are there. So anyways, so they go to the dance class. So she says, we're in a really low place, she says. And like I said, it happens. It happens. And it's possible to have children with somebody that you can't stand. Like, you realize, like, this, how did this happen? How did I wind up with this person? Because after a while, you get to know the person. You're like, I don't like this person. This is not a personality type that I match with. We just don't match. And that happens a lot. That happens to people who've been married 25 years. The children leave home, and now they sitting up there like, I don't like this motherfucker. Why? You know how many people stay married to people they can't stand, and now you invested 15 years and now you realize you don't really like this person? Honey, it's better that the bitch knows now and gets the fuck out of the relationship than to be so invested to where you have to contemplate, do I want to leave? Can I meet another person? Who am I going to be vulnerable with? All this other bullshit. Do it now. Get out. Get the fuck out now. Good that you realize, nigga, you don't like him now. Get the fuck away from Marc. And like Rodney said, we don't want to see his ass next season. Out of here. He's out of here. I was just like, no, and I can't even, I don't even care for like Porsha, or if I see any of the women being mistreated, I'm not going to be like, that's what she gets because of what she did to Phaedra. Like, no, that doesn't even make, whatever, but that's what we do. Okay, that's what we do. It's fine. Dance class. Candy, I've been telling y'all since day one, that Taurus is a dead fish. I'm not, no shots against the Taurus. I'm talking about Kandi. I've been telling y'all she's a dead fish in the room because I believe, and I don't care what you say, that how you are on the dance floor translates to how you move in the bedroom. And if you can't pop your ass, Miss Dungeon Family and fucking Bedroom Candy, what the fuck are you doing with Todd? Like, what the fuck is really going on? What's going on, Kandi? Why can't you wind your hips, bitch? Like, that's like 101, and you can't sit in and wind your damn hips. Child, okay. Nene shows up. Tanya says, come meet us for drinks. They up on the roof. Marlo says she want to go check on Kenya, and Porsha was like, you really don't care. I'm glad that they're really saying things. Like, Porsha's really been like not holding back and just being like transparent, which I really can appreciate, because even when she said to Cynthia, like, what did you remember now, girl? Because you want to stick up for Eva so bad. You want to stick up for Eva so bad. I was like, Cynthia, you was there, now all of a sudden you don't remember what she said? Porsha said, what you remember now, girl? I was like, Cynthia, why shouldn't Cynthia do that? And just like Kandi said, bitch, you remember shit. You be cussing bitches out so hard. You be cussing bitches out trying to read a bitch so hard. You got all these reads stored and ready that you don't remember the shit that you say. And some of the shit you say is mean as fuck. And the fact that you don't stand in it, bitch, when they paid that shit back, they played it back and they remixed that shit. Did you hear it? Did you see them people do that on Bravo? I said, ooh, Eva, they are really getting the girls with the receipts this year. Like, no, we're not playing that. And I really believe, like we said, if you're gonna be reading a bitch, you need to remember the shit that you say. Period. And I'm with Porsha, bitch. We work together. You are at a job because I'm on pregnancy leave, bitch. You are in my position. And you want to sit up here and talk about me and say you're going to forward me some blogs? But then tell me you got my back? You really trying to read a bitch about my C-section scar and all this other shit? That's why Porsha ain't fucking with Nene. You better be careful, Eva. I'm like, honey, did y'all see when all the girls were showing up and Kenya hit that corner and Eva said, God damn. I said, yes, bitch. Kenya came through around that corner, but she had her slit all the way up to her fucking hip bone. Do you hear me? I said, come on, Kenya, come through. I'm sorry. Kenya posted a picture on her Instagram the other day. Kenya looks the best. I mean, her body is ridiculous. Do y'all see Kenya's body? I was like, she really, that baby did her, some people, when you get older, but that's her first child. But they said when you get older and have a baby, bitch, that bitch, when I tell you, Kenya looks good. I'm sorry to say it. She does. I'm not sorry to say it, but she looks really good. They say everybody's in a good place. Porsha gets in Eva's ass. Eva denies it. They remixed it. And Kandi said, bitch, when you reading a bitch, you need to remember what you said. We've all said that about Eva. I didn't watch last season, but since this season, she's already denied some shit that she said. Well, I didn't say that. And it was because the energy part is something that Cynthia added. So it's a lot of shit. It's a lot of shit. But you know what? Porsha would not have known what Eva said and the extent of what she said had Kandi not told her. Kandi told her everything that Eva said. She didn't say, bitch, she was talking about your C-section scars and, she told her, and she said this, and then she acting like she's not. What you doing? What? Kandi is really showing her true colors to y'all. But a host of us have already known that Kandi's been messy. Kandi has been messy. Anyway, bring up Cynthia's proposal. And I'm going to tell y'all what I said last night because I had some questions. I really want to know in Mike's situation. Mike Hill, that's his name. Hold on. Let me see. Ra-ta-ta-ta. So here's my question. I said, how is Mike upset with Kenya for saying that he was going to propose if he didn't say anything to her about not saying anything? Mike, did you say something to Kenya that we don't know about? Because why would you be mad at her? Why would you be mad at her? Because are you thinking that Kandi told her that, hey girl, Mike told me don't leave. I think he's about to do something. She didn't tell, unless we missed it and we didn't see it. We did not see Kandi text message, nor did we see Kenya respond, I think so too. So Cynthia says, Mike really didn't like the fact that, you brought up the proposal, this and that. She was like, well, you know how I be telling you I have premonitions. I was like, can you? But then Cynthia agreed with that statement. So it's a joke. It seems to be a joke amongst them that Kenya be saying shit, because remember when they were at the three-way dinner, what do you call that, double date, triple date? When they was at the triple date, when Kenya walked in, Kandi and Cynthia said, we have an idea. And Kenya said, what, wife swap? And they was like, see, how you know? She's like, see, I told you I'd be psychic, girl. So that's the thing that they have between each other, clearly, that Kenya is psychic. Okay. Joke, not joke. Friends have inside jokes. Bitch, we say you psychic because you be saying shit and it be happening. But Kandi did not say, unless we didn't see it, Mike told me don't leave. Right? Now, if the show is about when is Cynthia going to get proposed to, that's her storyline. So much so to say, she was like, don't have me have to propose to Mike. Okay? So, why is Mike upset with Kenya? And just like Cynthia's mother said, who told her? Who told Kenya? Okay? Because I have the same question. I really have the same question. I said, is it me or is Kandi in the center of all of these conflicts? We've been telling y'all Kandi been messy for years now. Kandi acts like she's, oh no, I'm not gonna say that. Yes, Tanya is fun, yes. And she needs to stay, Tanya does not need to be a main character. She does not need to be a main character. Yvonne was there with that wig. She look a mess. Kandi never said to Kenya that Mike told her not to leave. And that's why I feel like I'm just in my head thinking, like, amongst girlfriends, she's like, bitch, I think so too. And as soon as she walk in, like, bitch, I think Mike's about to propose tonight. Bitch, I didn't know I was ruining it. I didn't know he was actually doing it. I'm just thinking he's doing it because me and Kandi was just talking about it, bitch. We think he about to propose. Why'd you tell her that, bitch? You didn't tell me not to say nothing. Bitch, that's how I'm thinking. That is how I pictured it in my head. Like, you didn't tell me. People ruin surprises all the time. And I really think that it's unfair to think that Kenya would do something like that to Cynthia. I don't think that is fair. I don't think that y'all giving her enough room as just like a woman who's friends with somebody. Y'all really basing how she wants to act with Cynthia on how she acts with her adversaries. And that's not going to be the same energy, never, ever. So like Kenya said, y'all not about to sit up here and make it seem like I tried to ruin this lady's proposal. Y'all not about to do that because that's my bitch. So we're not doing that, and she knows it. And that's it. Y'all not about to sit up here and do that. And just like she told Kandi, go ahead and tell her. Because I'm like, in other words, I'm not afraid of what you're about to say. We didn't say nothing wrong. I wasn't trying to be malicious or anything. So tell her what we talked about. And then Cynthia's like, yeah, what did y'all talk about? Like, so did y'all have a conversation? Because Cynthia's going back and telling Mike, yeah, Kenya walked in and was like, I think he's about to propose. But who told her? That is what Cynthia's mother asked. I'm like, yes, because I'm glad somebody got that clip. It's like a little flashback clip. And Cynthia's mother is sitting on the stool and hollered, who told her? Bitch, yes, that's the question. But no, it's okay that Kandi said, I think Mike is about to propose. But it's not okay for her to come in here and say, girl, I do too, between us. And bitch, when I walk in, bitch, we think he about to propose tonight. Well, you didn't tell me not to say anything. Girl, you didn't tell me. oh my God, I hope I didn't ruin her surprise. And then y'all really taking it like, oh, she wanted to do it because her proposal. Y'all wouldn't know how her proposal went if they didn't put it in the show for y'all to see how it went. All right, I'm out of here, y'all. Nene walks through the room, and I don't understand how a person can suck the air out of an outside patio. Nene walked in, they ended the show, and that was it. Now let's get on to Married to Medicine. Y'all take care of each other. Protect your energy. I'll be right back.